You're watching Pulse for the 20th of August, and it's time for some StarCraft news. In this week's episode, we take a look at Blizzard's plans with Blizzard DotA, the usual tournament and event updates, this time around featuring GSL, Gamescom and IPL news. Then we take a look at Huck's move to EG, StarCraft Lore in a minute, and more. Let's get started. First up in our StarCraft news, just a quick mention about Blizzard DotA and Blizzard's plans with its release. So if you don't know what Blizzard DotA is, it's Blizzard's first try at the MOBA type games. It's apparently set to feature heroes from all Blizzard's franchises. It sounds like it could be a lot of fun, but with the huge reveal of Dota 2 this past week, I don't really know how well they're going to do with Blizzard DotA. We'll have to wait and see how it looks. But the news from Gamescom was that Blizzard DotA is actually set to launch alongside Heart of the Swarm. That means we probably won't be seeing it this year. It also means that Blizzard are going to have to make it that much more special. It seems like Valve are aiming for a 2011 release, but they expect that they might only release Dota 2 at the beginning of 2012. And then let's not forget about HON or League of Legends either. So sadly that's all we got from Gamescom. The demo that they were playing of Heart of the Swarm at the event was the same one that was played at the media event for Heart of the Swarm earlier this year, so nothing really new there. But with BlizzCon just around the corner, I don't think it really matters. Now moving right along and jumping straight into the tournament and event news, we're going to have a look at the GSL updates. So the GSL Code S has moved into its round of 16 but not yet begun. Our round of 16 looks like this. We've got MMA against Pult, Bomber against Keen, Zenio against Top, Virus versus Genius, Nestea versus MVP, Huck taking on Nada, Puzzle taking on Ryung, and lastly Hongang versus July. There are indeed quite a few crazy looking matches there. For the Code A, things are moving on a lot faster. The Code A is already in its semi-finals or round of 4, with Gunzi taking on Teja and Lenok taking on Marine King. There were quite a few upsets in the Code A, and sadly none of our foreigners made it past the round of 16. Yes, Sase was taken down by Sniper, Naniwa was taken down by Chae, Thorzane was taken down by Yu-Gi-Oh, and Jinro was taken down by Lucky. Next up in the GSTL Jupiter Week 8, we had Slayers, Teja all killing F United. Yes, Slayers took that over F United with a score of 4-0. Then we had MVP versus Prime, wherein Dongregu also got an all kill. MVP won that with a score of 4-1. Last up in GSTL Venus Week 8, we had IM versus NS Hosio, and IM took that with a score of 4-1. Losira actually all killed the entire NS Hosio team. There was apparently lots of BM in that round too, but I gotta say, with all these all kills, what else can you expect? That's it for the GSL news. Sadly, there are no extras this time around, but we're moving on to something just as interesting. Now we're going to have a talk about Gamescom and the IEM Season 6 Global StarCraft II Challenge happening there. So this started on Wednesday with Groups A and B, on Thursday they did Groups C and D, on Friday the quarterfinals happened, and Saturday, which would be today, they're going to be playing the semi-finals. Who made it through? Well, MC is set to face off against Mana, that's a Protoss versus Protoss, and Soccer is set to take on Puma, that's going to be a PvT. I've been told that there were some really good games. I didn't manage to catch any of them, but I'm definitely going to be trying to check out the semis and the finals. It's sad that Huck didn't make it through, especially now that he's representing his new team, EG, but we'll have a talk about that in just a couple of minutes. So if you want to stay in the loop with everything Gamescom StarCraft 2 related, Team Liquid has you covered. Check their site out for more. And as a few Gamescom extras, you can have a look at a couple of interviews being done by the guys from Team Liquid on their YouTube channel. You can get a replay pack of the group stages, and you can check out quite a few photos of the event. Next up, let's have a talk about the IPL. The IGN Pro League Season 3 is set to host their first live event. It's set to span 4 days with a $100,000 plus prize pool. Yes, as they so clearly put it, the rumors are true. There are apparently going to be 4 global online qualifiers, a live 256-man double elimination qualifier at the venue. I'll tell you about the venue in just a second, and they're even going to be inviting a couple of players to join in the action. The event's going to be held at Caesars Palace in Atlantic City, which is looking pretty flashy. We don't know much else about this, but with the IGN guys behind it, I'm pretty sure the first live event is going to be a huge success. You can check the links below to read about the qualifiers that are actually starting this very weekend, and you can see all the other details we have about it. With that done, let's head on over to the tournament and event smalls. MLG Rally is almost here, and you can read all about it over at the official StarCraft II community site. You can check out the groups for MLG Rally. Then you can check out a recap or wrap-up of the 2011 North American Battle.net Invitational. I'm going to spoil it for you right now, so if you don't want to hear this, you better skip a couple of seconds forward. Dignitas Select took first place and Liquid Sheth took second place. Then apparently Nesty and MVP will be joining those two at BlizzCon's finals. You can read about the IPL2 Grand Finals, which I'll spoil for you in just a second. White Raw won those. Then read about TeamSpeak Team Liquid's StarCraft II Open number 21 and the World Cyber Games German Finals. Lastly, in the tournament and event smalls, you can read about the FXO King of the Hill series that's currently underway. So what's no doubt the biggest StarCraft II news of the week? StarCraft II's apparent most storied rivals have come together. Huck has joined forces with Idra on Evil Geniuses. Yes, this is not a hallucination. I honestly can't believe how overboard they went with this whole announcement. But anyway, beginning in October, both of these guys will train alongside EG's Puma at an undisclosed location in Seoul, South Korea. So if you're keen, you can watch EG's official Huck launch video right here on YouTube. Yes, it is pretty interesting, and you've been watching it in the background for a little while now. And you can read a few quotes from Huck, Nazgul, and the owner of EG. There's a lot of interesting stuff that was said, but most people are saying that Huck made the move for the money. Huck's contract expired with Team Liquid, and apparently EG offered a lot more than Team Liquid could. This is in fact Huck's career, and personally I would also say that he should make the choices that are best for his career. If he's making a lot more money by playing for EG, then so be it. And I really don't think playing alongside someone like Idra or Puma could be bad for you. Those are no doubt two of the best practice partners he could ever wish for. So be sure to let me know what you think about this. Do you think Huck and Idra are going to get along famously? Do you think this partnership will work? Huck seems happy with it. I haven't seen Idra complaining yet, so I guess it might well be okay. We'll have to see in the coming weeks. Next up in the community news, we have StarCraft Lore in a minute. You may remember that a month or two back we saw Diablo Lore in a minute from the guys over at the Game Station, and now they're back with a vengeance, and they've actually created their own new channel titled Lore on YouTube. Yes, I'm not sure how they even got that name, but they have it now, and they're promising new lore videos every Wednesday. This first one gives us the backstory of StarCraft right up to the events of the first game. It is in fact quite informative. It was written by Dodger, as the previous one was too. It was voiced by Husky StarCraft this time around, and the art is incredibly cute. Definitely worth having a look at, so head on over to the Lore channel, subscribe, and wait for Wednesday. Now before heading into the community smalls, have a look at this fan art. This was inspired by Select, as you can no doubt tell, and it's a female Hellion driver. You can see in her goggles that she does in fact have that blue flame upgrade already. In the smalls this week, over at the official StarCraft II community site, you can check out a poll for BlizzCon, you can have a look at a few art gallery updates, then you can read about an apparent StarCraft II LAN hack. You can have a look at Project A Part 2. If you don't know what that is, that would be Yellow, the famous Brood War player playing StarCraft 2. Then apparently you can check out the IGN Pro League app on the Android market. IGN has partnered up with Team Rain. Moonglade has been released from FXO. Cloud has signed with Team Alternate. Coca has signed with Team Slayers. Sen has left Fnatic and joined Gamma Bears. Drewby's heading to Korea. Destiny is now on Twitter. Slayer's Jessica is set to shut down her Twitter account because of cyberbullying. So if you want to give her a tweet, then I'm sure it'll be much appreciated. Show her some love, give her some support, and tell her that everyone out there isn't like that. You can check out Liquid Coliseum number 2 featuring Jinro. FXO has apparently left the SC2 con. You can read what both Xeris and Team MVP's coach have to say on the NASL controversy. Then IC Cup TV has dissolved and reformed under a new name. You can check out a Slog interview about Korea. There are a couple of MLG interviews with Boxer and MMA. These were done after MLG Anaheim. Then you can check out an interview with Robert, Razor Guy Krakow. A White Raw interview after his IPL2 win. Over at Team Liquid you can check out a tribute to TLO. And there's a post over at I Am Esports titled, "Let's learn more about our StarCraft II broadcasters." Sadly, that's all I have for you in the StarCraft news this week. Remember to check the links below, see if there's anything you want to investigate more thoroughly. There's always a lot of good stuff in the community smalls to check out, so I'd say it's worth it. Check back here soon for more. Remember to catch those Gamescom finals this weekend, and most importantly, happy StarCrafting.